Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. In South American Football World Cup qualifiers, showing on SportsMax, the home of champions, Brazil. Well, they maintained their 100% win record on Thursday night, defeating Peru by 2-0 at the Maracanã Stadium in Rio de Janeiro. Neymar was the star performer in the home win, logging an assist and also a goal in the Brazil win. They are now 8-0 in the championship. Other results on the night saw Argentina, thanks to Lionel Messi's hat-trick, blanking Bolivia by 3-0 at Estadio Monumental in Buenos Aires. Messi with the hat-trick brought his total of goals for Argentina to 79, breaking Pele's record to become the leading South American men's goal scorer in international matches. At the Roberto Melendez Metropolitano Stadium in Barranquilla, Colombia, they swept aside Chile by 3-1. Paraguay registered their second win of the campaign with a 2-1 result over Venezuela at the multipurpose stadium in Asunción, and Uruguay clipped Ecuador 1-0 at home. Former Trinidad and Tobago international Brent Sancho has been following the qualifiers, and he joins us now. I guess we have to start, Brent, as usual, with Brazil and Argentina. Let's give Brazil the pole position, because they are 100% so far in the tournament. No one has been able to break them.
Yeah, certainly no one has been able to break them. And I tell you what, this window of qualifiers, before we get into the Brazil game, has brought everything to it. I mean, we've had an abandoned game, the PFL clubs against CONMEBOL, and of banning some players from coming, as you would know, Lance. And then, of course, we had Messi breaking Pele's record. But no, I think Brazil has shown that they are a cut above the rest. And I may even sneak Argentina into that as well. I think those two teams have shown they're clearly favorites. I was really impressed, although it did cost me some serious nighttime sleep staying up to watch Brazil versus Peru. I was very impressed with Neymar's performance in particular against Peru. He was outstanding. He was on every part of the pitch. Of course, he gave the assist for the first goal, and then he had the second one himself. But he was just unstoppable throughout the whole night. He was taking on 3-4 players. He was crafty. He was skillful. Everything is positive about Neymar we saw in the game. And again, despite the fact missing several players, the Brazilian outfit, they've shown their depth, their quality, and their class. And yeah, as I said, they're a team certainly that's going to come out of the qualifiers and qualify for Qatar. And I think, again, like every World Cup, Lance, I think Brazil will only have themselves to beat if they don't go on.
Yeah, you know what? I think Neymar had lost some stripes, Brent, coming out of the 2018 World Cup finals. And since his move from Barcelona, there are times he appears to be just going through the motions. But I've seen some Neymar performance in recent months when he comes into a game, and it's almost as if he comes into the game saying, I'm going to show them who Neymar is. And you see the real Neymar coming out. And, you know, we're hoping that this season with PSG and for the Brazil World Cup plans, that the real Neymar can surface again.
Well, he made a statement in the media after the game saying that he don't know what else he can do in this shirt, talking about the Brazilian yellow shirt. He will always be over the cast of some of the great Brazilian players. And, you know, Lance, for me, I don't think I've ever seen a player that good 1v1. I think Neymar is one of the best players I've ever seen in my life in a 1v1 situation to take players on. And now he's brought in a lot of craft into his game, a lot of team spirit into his game. He's trying to get his teammates on the score sheet. He's a provider. He works extremely hard defensively. And I've seen all of this in the yellow shirt of Brazil over the qualifiers, even in the Copa as well. Although he was unfortunate in the final, he had an outstanding Copa. And to me, Neymar seemed to be a player that's certainly coming into his own. He's starting to show some form. And he's now starting to evolve into that player that we all hoped he would have been.
And Brent, speaking about quality player, let's spend some time now talking about Messi. Of course, he had a hat-trick. Let's talk a bit about him and how he continues to stand out.
Well, it was a crowning moment for arguably one of the best players in world football. Of course, he was one goal away from crossing over Pele's record. And he didn't just get that one goal, Mariah, he got a hat-trick. And he was unplayable. And when he's in that mood and when he's playing the way he's playing, I think one thing that always hangs over Messi's head is his performances for Argentina. Well, let me rephrase that. For his lack of being able to win things with Argentina, not his performances, because he's had some great performances for Argentina, has always been something hanging over his head. So he's gone out there and he's broken the record against Bolivia, Pele's record, and then at the end of the night he was able to lift the Copa Trophy in front of his fans in Argentina. So it was really a tremendous night for a tremendous player. And again, as I said, these qualifiers are now starting to heat up, but you would suggest that Brazil and Argentina are just a cut above the other teams in CONMEBOL.
Yeah, and of course, as we wrap, Brent, another important result from last night would have been Uruguay's win over Ecuador, which made them the number 3 team at the moment. Just 3 points off Argentina in Argentina second, and Uruguay moving up to third within 3 points of the Argentines. So that would be a good result for the Uruguayans.
Yeah, and coming into this phase of the qualifiers, these 3 games, they were struggling a bit, Lance, and they really turned things around. I think if you were to crown a team of the round, although of course Brazil has a 100% record, I would say is Uruguay, because they've not only gotten the points, Lance, they've put in some very, very good performances over the last 3 games or so, and I think they'll be very happy as to where they sit. And as we know, 5 teams possibly goes to the World Cup from CONMEBOL, and where Uruguay sit right now, they can consider themselves packing their bags and head into Qatar. Although it's very, very early, but the form that they've shown in this last round of games suggests to me that they're back in the right path, and it'll be very difficult to stop them.
Yeah, you're right, Brent. Still a lot of football left to come, just below the halfway point in the qualifiers. So we'll watch this one closely. Of course, all of it being shown on the home of champions, SportsMax. Thanks, Brent. We'll talk next week.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, break time. Back with more on the zone after this.